Hey guys, so I apologize. I just showed my therapist the video and I didn't realize that it just cut off at one point. I thought that I ended at another point, and come to find out, some of the end got chopped off. Um, the first one, I had to go ahead and get it out or put it out there, because if I didn't, I don't know if this ball would have started rolling on this. So just bear with me. I'm going this My Papa Terra anniversary is coming up, November 30th, 2015. Sorry, it's 2019 now. And this probably is coming at couldn't come at a better time. So I think I left off. I was at work with my crutches, and my manager told me don't leave the desk. Well, that night it was stupid slow, and they had already flexed one tech off before shift, so it was only two techs there, me and somebody else, and it was time to flex somebody else off, and I couldn't volunteer. I wish I could have. I so would have went home, but couldn't volunteer because I didn't have any PTO time or anything. So they sent the other tech home, which left me on the floor. There was only one case called, and I had to manage the floor and the desk. But it wasn't urgent, it wasn't stat, so I could take my time with it. That was the good thing about it. Another good thing, it was a super sweet doctor. And at some point in the case where she didn't need for me to retract for her anymore or anything, I asked her, could I have a seat? And as long as the needles and stuff were loaded that she needed to use, she was fine. She was fine with me having to sit down, and I really, really appreciated that. After I left the mean doctor, ooh, that doctor got under my skin. The mean doctor, I went down the street and got at the same day appointment with another doctor that I previously worked in the main OR with, and he's such a sweetie. And I was so thankful that I got a same day appointment and everything. And when I started telling him what that other doctor did, he was so mad. He was mad for me, and I love it when doctors call out other doctors for their BS. And I'm sorry, yeah, I do curse. And I'm going to be as honest and truthful as I can with this whole process. And trust me, whether I come out good or bad in the story, it's going to come out. And there are some that I come out very bad. I'm not all sweet and innocent. So it will all come out. But I loved it. He called, I can't believe this prick didn't even put you off of work, got you in work with crutches and stuff. And I was like, get him, yeah. He had me up in there with crutches and wouldn't let me off of work and everything. So, he immediately put me out of work. And he was like, we're going to run these tests and stuff over again, and we're going to take care of you, sweetie. You don't have anything to worry about. So I'm reassured again, you know. And he was like, what I would like to do is give you a knee injection and a steroid injection and see will that help. Why the other doctor didn't think about that for my pain, I do not know. But I was like, okay. But if you ever, like, I don't know if anybody has gotten a needle directly into your knee cavity, that mess hurts. It really hurts. But once the medicine was in there, I was like praising God because I feel the relief. I felt the tightness and the swelling and everything. And it's like, oh, it was like added relief. And I thanked him so much. Um, what I really hated was it only lasted 2.5, 3 days, and it was supposed to last a whole week. That's when you know that there's a serious problem when a steroid injection can't cover your pain. You know that it's ooh, sorry, that scared me. You know that it's a serious situation then. Um, so what this doctor did, like he had took more MRIs, more X-rays to see if, the first set of images was missing anything. And he couldn't fathom like those came back just the same. And he's like, what are we missing? Something's missing. Upon physical examination, you can't lift your leg, you can't do this one, you can't do that. It's painful. Something is going on inside this leg, young lady, and we're gonna get to it. So he was like, let's do an exploratory arthroscopy. And I was like, I'm on board with it. Come on, let's do it. So he did that, and what happened was immediately after that, while he was in there, he let me know that he didn't see the tear that I felt, and I was disappointed in that. He said he didn't see, like, my cartilage was literally going away, and the year 2014, I had a meniscus repair. Um, but at that time, I had minimal arthritis. Now it's like I got full blown arthritis, and that was only a year after the repair. Like now, everything's getting bad. So, he was like, I cleaned up as best as I could. I don't know where do we go from here, but we'll have you in the recovery stages, and then we'll do some physical therapy and see if we can get you back, to work. So, I was surprised. I was shocked because after this exploratory arthroscope, um, started to feel better. And I'm like, okay. But still, there was like this tingling sensation feeling going on in my knee. Like, I don't know if it was in a bone or whatever, but it was this sensation where it's in there. I can't point to it, I can't get to it, but it's in there. It's in the knee, and it's annoying as hell. And then what I said, it was a tingling sensation, and then a slight burning sensation, come along. It was so annoying. So the doctor put me on gabapentin because he was like, okay, um, your nerves and stuff are probably messed up and whatever. So, he started me out on gabapentin. I'm like, okay, fine. And it started working. So I didn't think anything of it. But I do know that at nighttime it will get worse, and I would have trouble sleeping, trying to get comfortable. My leg didn't feel good when it was straightened out. it, I was miserable, but I wasn't too miserable, if you kind of get what I'm saying. Um, the medications and stuff was helping, and the physical therapy after the arthroscope, it seemed like everything was coming together, and I could like start to move my leg a little bit more, and I was able to lift it and bring it back down, no problem. And it seemed like everything was starting to look up. I wasn't bad, but I wasn't as worse as I was when it's all first started. So it got to a point where I was able to walk again. I'm like, oh my God, okay, yes, yes, we're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere. So, it seemed like I was getting stronger and everything. But let me add in, when I first started going to this physical therapist, um, she, upon first examination, she was able to move my kneecap. And she was like, why is your kneecap so loose? And she was like, you see this? Do you see this? Like, she was in awe of it, and she just couldn't stop doing it. And I'm like, yes, I see this. She was like, this doesn't hurt or anything. And I guess because of the medication I was taking, I was like, no, you doing that doesn't really hurt. And she was like, put your right leg up here. And she went to move the kneecap on the right leg. She was like, you see this? And, it's not clicking to me. And she was like, you see how I cannot move this kneecap on your right leg? I was like, yes. And she was like, went back to the left leg. She was like, I can move your kneecap back and forth, and it's almost freely moving. And she was like, can you try to do a quad set for me? So I contract my thigh muscle down, the kneecap comes laterally. And she's like, do it again. And the kneecap moves laterally again. Your kneecap is supposed to move up and down, not left and right. So she's like, this kneecap is tracking, your tracking is bad. So now when I think back and look back on that moment and the stuff that she was telling me, that further proves that there was a tear there on the medial side. And when I felt my knee relax apart, that was freeing up that kneecap. And that's why she's able to move that kneecap left and right. She's like, your muscle is real bad on this medial side, like something. And she's like, but so me moving this kneecap doesn't really hurt you at this moment. I was like, I guess it's the drugs, like why I can't feel it like that. But since I was able to lift my leg a little bit more, whatever, we didn't like continue to focus on the fact that you can move it left and right. It's focused on the fact to get your muscle around that kneecap to tighten up with the exercises to get it tracking more up and down the way it's supposed to be, you know. So I was like, okay. But with each coming week, it was improving. And by March, we're in 2016 now. I was able to go back to work. He was like, we'll see if it's a hold up. But he's like, you're making such great progress now. I think we can release you back to work to see how it does. Don't overdo it, but we're going to see how it does. And I was like, okay, no problem. And I was ready to get back to work because, oh my God, I was like, money was low. So, got back on the schedule. Only thing, I don't like doing 3 days back to back because it kind of tires you out. And I didn't want to overdo my leg. But I had no choice because everybody already picked their days and whatever. I'm just getting back on the schedule. So the only thing that was available was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, back to back. So I took it. First day, I'm back in action. It's like, yeah, I'm feeling this. Let's go. Got through that day just fine. I was able to do minor little jogging to get, what I needed to get the job done and whatever, back in the flow of things. And it was feeling good. I had my knee brace on and everything was good until probably about toward a little bit toward the end of the shift. That leg, it was it was tired. It was kaput. But I'm like, that's okay. That's okay. It's almost time to get off. We're going to go home. We're going to rest it up. We're going to come back at it. Went home, showered, rest, took my medication, wait back up to get ready for work. Legs still tired. I'm like, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay. Get in the tub, take another shower, get dressed for work. And, got my knee brace on. But this tired feeling, it is bugging me because I'm like, this feels weird. This feels something different. It's something different in the tiredness because now there's like light burning, and I'm like, okay, it's concern, it's worrying me a little bit. So day 2, I'm a little sluggish. I'm up in there, I'm doing the work, but I'm trying to do it at a much slower pace because I don't want to overdo it, because if I do, I can't make day 3. So do what I have to do, and during the shift, the leg gets even more tired, and I'm almost dragging it, and my spirit, it goes down. But I'm smiling on the outside because can't let anybody know that I'm going down, and I can't really do what I'm supposed to do. But I did let the coworkers who was working with me, working the floor and stuff with me know, what's going on, because they have my back and they really know my work ethic, and if I really could do it, I would. But I knew it was starting to get worse. By the end of day 2, I can barely walk. And I'm like, oh my God, I could barely make it to my car. I was in so much pain. And I get home, do the shower, get in the bed. Day 3, brought the crutches back to work because I wasn't going to make it. And I knew it. And I pleaded with my coworkers. I'm like, I'm done. I can barely walk, guys. I need help. And it was like, John Wayne, we got you, John Wayne. That's what one of my coworkers call me. Like, you going back to triage, don't worry about them beds. We come do them beds for you. You just sit your behind down, write them people in the book and everything. I'm like, I love her. I really appreciate your help. I really do. She got it. She understood. I had been sitting down behind that triage desk, and it was time for me to take my break and everything. And I was able to have a little energy to walk back to the break room and have lunch. But then when lunch was over and it was time for me to go back to triage, I couldn't walk. And I'm like, guys, I'm not supposed to have my crutches out there on the floor and I can't walk back to triage. And she's like, John Wayne, sit down, sit down. We gonna help you out, girl. We're gonna help you out. Lord behold, they walk out and then she come back with a stretcher. I bust out laughing. He's like, we got you, we got you. They brought a stretcher all the way back to the doggone break room. And it was like, here, sit on this part of the stretcher. We got you. We gonna get you back to triage. And I'm sorry, she get me back to triage. And I was able to sit there, write the people in the book and everything, and they like took care of the rest of it. But I really appreciated they help because I was done. That was the last week that I ever worked. And I didn't go back to work. Get back inside the doctor's office. He's like, "Hi, go." And I looked down at him. He was like, "Okay, okay, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We're not out of options yet. We're gonna try to figure something out. But let's just continue to try to do physical therapy, and we'll see how that goes for a few weeks, and we'll bring you back in here and reassess." I'm like, okay. So still taking my medications, but insomnia sets in and night pain sets in, and now to add it on top, stinging, stabbing pains. And it's like I'll be laying in bed for 1 minute and like, what the hell was that? That shit hurt. Like somebody just taking like a needle and just jabbing it into your knee, and it's in different places in the knee, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So I go back to the doctor. He gives me an injection of depomedrol and mixed with lidocaine, and that calmed it down for a few. And he brought up to me a idea of a surgery that he would like to do, and that surgery is called a high tibial osteotomy. And a high tibial knee osteotomy. And I'm like, well, willing to try anything. So he was like, since all my weight since it's my medial side that's bothering me, maybe he could off balance the weight with a plate with 4 screws, and that way that is absorbing some of the pressure off that medial side, and it's just that plate and the 4 screws supporting along with the lateral side of the left knee. So though it's basically like, think of it like a shock absorber, basically what it's supposed to be. So I had that done July 20th, 2016. And the recovery time for that is 6 months. So from July, August, September, October, November, December, January. January, I wasn't able to start weight bearing until February and of 2017. And that's when I started back physical therapy. Um, I'm doing physical therapy at home, doing physical therapy in the center. And the therapist, they're working with me. We're taking it slow. I'm walking with a walker. So I'm on crutches and a walker at this point. And, you know, things are starting to look up. And the leg is getting a little stronger. And we're seeing some pluses, and we're thinking, yeah, we got it. Pain level, it hurts like hell, but hell, we were seeing positives. Pop a pill, get back in this. you know we're seeing some pluses. I was like, yeah, we're starting to get back into this, until those pluses started to go to minuses. And, me and the physical therapist was like, what happened? Because at some point, I was able to like lift my leg up and down, and then all of a sudden, one day, I can't lift it at all. Can't lift it at all. And it's like my quad muscles, they're starting to go out, because it's like the pain that was in my knee went from my knee to like the let's see, can I show you? So the pain was in the knee, and then it went from the knee to like this upper thigh area right here. So now my thigh is burning, and my thigh is swelling, and is feeling tight and inflamed. So it's puffy, and I couldn't, and it was tight, puffy and tight. So now my pluses is minuses, and with each passing day, it just started to get worse and worse. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, like, what in fresh hell? Like, this is new, and it's starting to spread. So we have to rethink stuff. And the physical therapist, he's puzzled, and he's researching and trying to see what new exercises can I do. And then we start noticing the muscles the muscles are getting weaker, where I could lie on my side and raise my leg, open my leg, close my legs together. Can't do that no more. It's the lateral side of the muscle getting weaker. Walking with the walker, and they like put cones, the small little orange cones, that they use for like football drills or whatever. And you're supposed to lift, I'm supposed to walk with the walker and lift my leg over the small cone. Can't lift my leg anymore. What's even worse, when they tell me to sit on the table and flatten my left leg out. I have it flat out for like 5 minutes, and then the most terrible, excruciating pain come through it, and it's like I'm screaming. I'm scaring people out in the doggone waiting area because that shit hurt. I can't keep my leg straight. My leg doesn't feel good straight, and then it's like it'll lock up, and the pain from that, it. Everybody's scratching their heads. We try hot therapy, we try cold therapy, we try suction, cupping, TENS unit, quad muscles getting weak. Put the TENS unit on it to kind of like jolt that muscle into working and contracting, and that's getting worse. And they'll ask me to do a quad set. I did like what, it'll contract down one time, and then my thigh won't contract down anymore. My thigh muscle just gone. And they'll put it on there again, shock it, like jolt it with try to jolt some kind of movement into the muscle to help it contract, to get stronger. Wouldn't contract at all. And it's like when everybody, your doctor, physical therapist around, scratching their head, looking stumped, it is devastating. Especially when my mother accompanied me to the doctor's appointment for, follow up and everything. And she asked the question, Doc, so when do you think she'll be able to get, ready to go back to work and everything? Because, she's not looking at it from our point of view. She's thinking, okay, this is going to get better. She's going to be able to go back to work and everything. Like, everything's going to go back to normal. And the doctor was like, well, we're going to try to brainstorm some ideas or whatever to see what was going on. And he abruptly left out the room. And I'm thinking in my head, he didn't answer her question. That's when I knew that he knew I wasn't going back to work. I, it says a lot when your doctor doesn't answer your question. And it's because I was already familiar with him in the OR. It was all in what he didn't say. And I had to explain it to my mother because then she finally was like, hold on, he didn't answer my question, did he? And I was like, no, he didn't. And once we got into the car, I explained, I'm like, I'm not going back to work. It, I'm I think I'm gonna have to stop it there. At this point, we're in the year 2017 at this point when all this is happening. So this is year one. This is how it went for year one. Um, yeah, I'm gonna stop it right here and I'll continue with the next part. Like I said, please share to anyone that will be helpful in the situation.